Hi Camp Wannakiki fans and Opalescence haters, it's Opalescence here, and I am the fabulous Muppet Queen from Camp Wannakiki Season 4. Today we are going to be spilling the tea, going behind the scenes, and talking all about my experience on Camp Wannakiki Season 4, and some things you may not know as a viewer. Are you ready, Boots?
Oh, there's bugs! I hate bugs!
So my name is Opalescence. I was from Season 4 of Camp Wannakiki. I came in last place, but was second eliminated. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, watch it on Out TV. So the Sugarbakers were the hosts of the show, if you don't know. They are identical twin drag queens. We call them the Sugar Boogers for fun. Camp Wannakiki is a reality TV show that took place on a campground with camp drag queens. We literally lived on a children's campground for about 2 weeks. Anything you saw on that show was done on the campground. We were not allowed to leave. We were not allowed to order food, bring people to the campsite. It was secluded. A little bit of backstory. I had been auditioning for Camp Wannakiki every single season that it possibly held auditions for until I got on. There was just such a good positive message from the show and a lot of art that was not shown on other drag showcases. So I thought, why not go for it? So this year was my third year applying, and I auditioned. I sent in my tape at midnight on the day it was due, so the last minute I possibly could. And what do you know? I was cast. Isn't that just fabulous? They finally took a bite of the Opalescence fantasy. And when I tell you it was a whirlwind, it was a whirlwind. So it all started when they gave us about 4 weeks to get our looks together and get our package together. We had to create all our runways and our DDF look. DDF look is Daily Drag Face, which was the look you saw us in when we had the pink Camp Wannakiki shirts on. That look was so chaotic for me. That was the last thing I was worried about. I'm like, they're not judging me on this. Why do I need to worry about this right away? They were rushing us to get that look done so that they could approve it, so I had to get it done. I had one finger wave wig that Carbon from Florida made me. I was like, I can get away with wearing this once. It's hard set. It is short, it won't get dirty, it'll be fine. They denied my idea.
Denied.
They loved everything else about my outfit except for the hair. So they told me because I do wigs, I needed big hair because people would know me for that, even though they never mentioned on the show that I was a wig stylist. Now I will say my first runway look, which was designed by Box of Eye in the parrot gown, was not my first intended look. Originally I wanted to have a look that was a camp queen, which was a campfire gown. Like it looked like flames, and I would have a scepter and a crown made out of marshmallows. I wanted to work with a specific designer from Connecticut, so I messaged them. I'm texting them, we got the fabric, I'm trying to pay them. They ghosted me. Like completely ghosted me. It was wild. And I kept trying to give them a deposit, they wouldn't take the deposit. It was a very, very strange experience. So we ended up having to go down there without that. Another thing that you don't realize when we're preparing for this show is we paid for our own way to get there. So I paid for my flights, my shipping, for everything to get to my package to get there. I paid for shipping back. We paid for food on the way there. Like, they did not give us a stipend for anything on my season. So basically we didn't get a stipend for the show because we weren't one of Out TV's original series, which is ridiculous. I'm done preparing, I fly into Illinois, and we get there. My dad came with me on the flight because my grandpa was passing away at the time, and we had to make sure he saw him before his dad passed away. So my dad was with me flying to Chicago, and then I took a flight to Milwaukee by myself, and then I got picked up by the Sugarbakers. I'm in their car, they're getting a text from Dita Ritz, and it says, when should I arrive? So red flag number one was that they had that on their big screen on their TV, or like their car had one of those big like screen things that like says like what their text messages are, and like you can play music on it and stuff. I was in the back seat so I could see it, and I looked and I was like, oh, okay. And then I clicked. I was like, that's our guest judge, because she lives in Chicago. They always pull a guest judge from Chicago or from Milwaukee. That was on Drag Race or Dragula. And then they dropped me off at the camp to go pick up more people. First I met, I believe, was Pola and Vincent. Love Pola and Flapjack. Vincent I haven't spoken to in a while. Love Vincent, but Pola is now doing a successful foam wig business, so if you need anything made of foam, go to It's a Pola on Instagram or Facebook and make sure you buy stuff. Flapjack has just opened their bar. That's exciting. They opened their bar Pink Lantern in Alabama and Birmingham. So that's awesome. And I'm over here living the dream. So we arrive, we mingle, we meet everybody as they start to arrive. We split into 2 bunks. Then the games begin. We get to have a fun time that night, enjoy ourselves, get lit, and then the next day we wake up and we start filming our promos. Now for my promo, they threw me in these bushes and they said, do something. I was like, what? I don't know what to do. I've never been in front of a camera before. And I made my iconic line.
Oh, there's bugs! I hate bugs!
Look, there's bugs! I hate bugs! And that will live with me forever. So we spent a whole day filming promos, and then we went to the next day, we went to episode 1. But when I say episode 1, we didn't film all our introductions of us walking out in the auditorium. That was day 2. I don't know why it was out of order, but it was. So once we got started with episode 1, we went to the playing field, and we had to walk up a huge hill. Like when I tell you this hill in drag was not fun to walk up, and they kept making us walk up it all season. But, alas, we played Capture the Wig. I thought I was iconic. I'm sorry, but like, I'm funny, okay? Like, you can edit me to be funny. I'm funny, I'm quirky, I'm campy. I just don't do the over-the-top look. Like, I like my looks to be camp in the more subdued way. And I don't think they understood that. So we did the episode. I'm hilarious. I'm having fun. I'm having a great time. Most of my clips got put in the episode. And then we get to the runway. Everything's fine. I was beautiful, gorgeous, looked like a parrot queen. And for some reason, they just did not like that look. They said it was because they needed more jewelry, but I'm like, I have fully rhinestone shoes on. I have earrings and a ring. Like, what else can I wear? I had nails. So I came in the bottom of that episode. I thought the reason they were going to place me in the bottom is because I was acting nervous. But no, alas, it's because I didn't have enough jewelry. Really? Really? I don't know. I'm sorry, but there were people on the runway in bodysuits that were printed or bodysuits that weren't printed. There were looks that were not as high quality as mine.
Damn!
I will say, me in the rec room, hilarious. I am entertaining on TV and no one can take that away from me. So we get to the elimination, they eliminate Vincent, which was shocking to me. I knew they liked Flapjack, so I was like, oh, they're not going to eliminate Flapjack. But I thought it was going to be me because I just did not feel the vibe of the Sugarbakers liking me. So I get to stay another day, Vincent gets sent home. Next episode we film is the Glamour Challenge. And I'm the Glamour Queen. Oh, how lovely. But let's go back 1 second. So, one thing you didn't know is that my finale look, the lollipop look, was supposed to be my week 1. They loved the lollipop look. So I'm like, why did I just not wear this lollipop look for week 1? I should have kept it the way it was. But now on to episode 2. We're doing our thing. I get eliminated. I'm a crying skunk in a sunflower. But we all did not win the challenge. My team won the challenge by a long shot. So it's funny that they have crowned us all daily camp activity winners. Because it was clearly me, Hillary, and Coleslaw. And we made an entertaining episode, so I get eliminated, I do my whole scene of like hiking away, and I get to stay around for a week and a half and sit and watch everybody else compete. I did get in a fight with another queen on Camp Wannakiki behind the scenes, and I basically threatened production that I would leave. And you want to know what I was told? We can help you change your flights. That might be too much information, but okay. So I got in a fight with another queen. We're great now, but yeah. I think they should add more drama to Camp Wannakiki if it ever comes back, because it is so boring to watch without the drama. I'm sorry, but no drag queen, no drag king is kumbaya. It's not realistic. We need a realistic camp show, and maybe then it would succeed. So we get to the comeback episode, and they have us doing the paintball challenge. What you don't know is that Vincent got paint in his eye because they didn't supply us with goggles, and they didn't really know how to care about our safety. So Vincent got paint in his eye. Vincent makes a big deal of it, as we all would. And they rinse out Vincent's eye, and we finish the game, and the hikers win. I think the hikers won, actually. I'm not too sure if the hikers won the paintball game or if we lost. But we did the runway. And I did my glow ball look. They said I needed to have like a bowling ball with me. My stupid ass talked back. Sounds about right. And then they asked who should come back if not us, and why should we come back? And the only part of that question I answered apparently is who should come back. So obviously I counted myself out of the running before they could even count me out of the running. So I don't come back, I get to watch more of the episodes. I'm having a better time now. And then we get to Venus, Birth of Venus look. Oh girl, it was something. But it made sense and it made it through the episode, and I did not have to be judged because your girl was already eliminated. So then we get to yada yada yada, the finale. We do the finale and it's over. I get home. We wait a few months, we're chatting in the group chat, Coleslaw's like, I'm gonna plan a premiere because the Sugarbakers haven't really said anything about like when we're premiering. They keep leading us on with different answers, and they're not making sense of like what's gonna really happen. So Coleslaw puts their foot down and sets up a premiere at the Boston Museum of Science. And the Sugarbakers are like, oh, you already set it up. We kind of can't go back on that. Let's just make it happen. They get LTV's permission. We air the episode. It was a preview, not a premiere, a preview premiere. And a bunch of my fans from Albany and friends from Albany came. It was amazing. My parents were there, and I did a performance which you can see on my YouTube, and it was just one of my favorite performances. So then I go home from that, and then we wait for the episode to come out. Then on the episode, we have the premiere party at my bar, Waterworks. You need to make sure you have special guests if you're not going to be making it all the way through. I had 2 episodes of fun with my very packed crowd watching the episodes. As soon as I got eliminated, nobody showed up to the viewing parties. Like maybe 5 or 6 people. Maybe it was because the editing was bad. Maybe it's because they couldn't tolerate the show and it was just not their kind of drag. Maybe it's because I got eliminated. Who knows? But all I know is that the viewing parties went downhill. So whatever, I finished that season. I get to do more viewing parties that are busier for the next few seasons. That's great. Then this year we found out they're taking a break. And rumor has it they will not be returning. So as far as I know, Camp Wannakiki is not coming back, but who knows, maybe there'll be an all-star season instead. Maybe they'll rebrand the show. Maybe they will give it to somebody else. Who knows, they could be pranking us for all we know. Now everybody, I hope you have a splendid day, and let's manamana do. Follow me on Instagram at TheOnlyOpalescence. Follow me on Facebook at Opalescence, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. As always, thank you to everybody who supports my videos, and thank you to my video editor Marconi, aka Autumn Sky Productions. Thank you so much. This outfit was made by India Taco from Memphis, Tennessee. Earrings are my Portobello earrings. And this wig was done by Wigs by Twigs, aka Twigs Von Du. Thank you, sister. Makeup by me, of course. But this was my Camp Wannakiki story, and I can't wait to see you on more TV shows.